Today, we'll go with time management. All of you must be having an idea of how to manage your time effectively so that we are speaking with people, we are engaged in our tasks, and we also look for the future within that same time. Everyone have their own specifications in life. One that would come true, one that won't come true. Let us check through this PowerPoint how to manage time and be successful in the walk of life. So, what we'll cover? Introduction to time management. No doubt, we have to run with the time. The clock will not stop and the activities of our day will not end. So, how to balance both? Let's get to it. Detecting difficulties in managing your time. Everyone like to spend time fruitfully in the work, but a lot of people have their problem, especially you teenagers have a problem in detecting the difficulties. Let us check through this PowerPoint. Next one, procrastination. Procrastination is postponement. Strategies to prevent it. Planning your time. And last one is goal setting or the activities in a chart in short called as the scheduling. So this is the agenda and let us move to one after the other. First one, introduction. So what is time management? According to the dictionary, we'll have our own meanings. But the availability of the time is 24 hours for everyone. How we engage in the task and how fruitful we are with the work is something that we have to check before we move on to the next part of the life. Every life has its own milestone. So the milestone should not be forgotten and the career should not be forgotten. So to meet the both ends, what we have to do is manage the time properly. So to achieve your potential in the exam, whenever we face exams, the exams freaks and exam tensions, everyone face it. So how to analyze? Analyzing the time, keeping focus, setting goals, and scheduling your time. So, tasks must be taken and they must be accomplished. How you can accomplish your task, how your missions are to be targeted is what the way we manage the time. So, any engineer can have their time, doctors have their time, so do you students have your own time. The way we engage in the work and the focus, especially how you focus on your work and how you set the goals. As to me, setting the goals play a major role in scheduling the time. So, the next one, detecting difficulties. As students, you must be having your own personal problems sometimes. Works, deadlines. Meeting those deadlines means running with the time. So, whenever you face a problem, we should feel free and comfortable to share these problems with our parents or to the mentors who really give you some guidance. So, when you're trying to manage your time, we'll definitely face a problem because we are going something what we are not. So, managing the time means detecting the difficulties and trying to cope up with those difficulties so that you can manage your life in a colorful way. You can see the bright colors as and when we are moving with everyday chores. So, diagnosing the difficulties. Diagnosing, though it is a scientific term where we diagnose a disease, we also have to diagnose the difficulties. What are the problems I face when I have to meet these deadlines? Do I refer to making the time fruitful? Do I effort to making this time useful for my future? These must be your basic questions. So we can record. record in the sense we can calculate the time and try to estimate how much time it will take for me to complete this task. Then we analyze, can I complete this in this time? If not, at least one fourth the work will be done today, and something else that we postpone will be for tomorrow. Though it is not called postponement, but will be alert. It is like time schedules will make us alert and then change. Not all the times our scheduling or the analysis what we do with the work keeps the same. It changes. If you want to do or study the schedule, study your syllabus within the scheduled time, you have to keep a watch and we have to keep ourselves awake all the time. So, what is procrastination? As we have checked the difficulties always have its best friend, procrastination. Procrastination, in other words, means postponement. Why we postpone things? Because we should or we are answerable to someone. When we are answerable to people or when we are answerable to tasks, we feel we postpone it because we want betterment. We want it to be the perfect. So, what I suggest you, no, don't go for perfection. Do it in the first stage so that your time gives you a perfection. Perfection is something what comes by practice. So, whenever a work is to be ended or whenever you think of a work, think of the outcome that betterment is always there. So, for example, here I kept another example. If you need to do your homework, but instead you make a cup of tea, then go on your phone, have a chat with someone in the kitchen, 40 minutes later you haven't begun doing your homework. It means when you start doing the work literally, then you'll understand that the work, whatever you have tried to accomplish, is complete only when you think of it and sit with that. So, sitting with that work is always valuing the time and valuing the work you do. Why do we procrastinate? If we are postponing, why do we postpone? The task may be unpleasant as the studies. Because you are students, we usually postpone things because that is very hard, or I did not understand the subject, or the teacher did not teach us well. So, what you are doing as a student, when you have to face the exam, you will always think of the time and the schedule that you have to move up in the future as well. So, in the digital age, here I wrote it like this. In the digital age, when we all have smartphones in our pocket and a world of distractions at our fingertips, it is definitely very easy for us to procrastinate the work. It means when we have another work with us, we usually postpone. But what should be the priority and what is the schedule that I have prepared? This is something what you have to think so that your work will never turn a leaf. Strategies to prevent procrastination. How can we prevent procrastination? Number one, taking action. Piecemeal technique. It means, I'll explain. Allot 5 minutes for each work on related tasks, do the hardest bits first, setting goals, make commitments, reward yourself for achievement, change subjects regularly. So these are some strategies. They may not seem to be for everyone. But we have to mind ourselves in trying to complete the task. First one, the three strategies. I'm very much interested in making my work complete. So how I'll do it? I take a piecemeal technique. What is piecemeal technique? It involves breaking the task to its smallest parts and working through each of them in order that the task is complete. We are not doing the work all together in one day. We are trying to make it into bits and pieces. Let me take one example. Your syllabus of your exam is too huge. is too vast. So, what you do, you have to read one topic after the other. So, when you plan for your day, you have to make sure that you complete that particular task, a bit of the exams work in that particular hour, sit with it, and then move on to the other work. Until you complete it, your mind should not accept another work. With this, you have a challenge to face and you have your satisfaction that comes after the work is accomplished. This is effective. When you are finding it hard to get started, this technique is really very effective. The second one is making commitments. When you make commitments, the research shows the students work at their best when they are given tight deadlines for projects, assignments, and they achieve higher grades and experience less stress. If you're working on a large piece, such as studying towards the leaving certificate, you can give yourself deadlines to have different topics covered within the subject by specific dates. So, when you are making sure that you are covering all the topics of the material as we have discussed, in procrastination, we are taking it as the other next day work. So, in the piecemeal technique, we are dividing it into small chunks and making commitments. I have to do this. This is something what your mind has to refer to. So a lot more students, a lot more depends on how you look at things. Planning or executing requires your strenuous concentration. That is the essence of making up with the time. So whenever you have done a work, a tremendous work, or when you feel like I have done something extraordinary, reward yourself. Rewarding yourself means your mind is taking that as a positive signal, and whenever you are doing this for every small work, every small mission, the mission is giving you a boost. It's like a dopamine, the enzyme releases, and you'll feel happy to do another work with the same energy levels. In other case, you're not wasting the time and you are being very productive. The next one, planning your time. Planning your time, as we have discussed throughout this time, it means by knowing or giving a week the priority. Here we can say how to plan. The planning is done in this way. You take the year timetable. You have your new year resolutions. Everyone make new year resolutions, right? So whenever you have a resolution, you think that you have to complete it, but hardly we are able to do it at the end of the year. So we think, no, we are determined, I have to do this, I have to hit the books, and I have to hit the gym every single day. But it is through lethargy or it is through procrastination we usually feel, take a chill pill. We can do it even after some time. So this is like the year timetable must be made and it must be sticked in your wardrobe or the place where you look at it every day. If you are very serious about it, do it like in a small chunks. Don't keep the targets too high. If you're interested to read 5 books a year, those 5 books must have started with a small leaps and bounds. So when you're doing something, make sure you're taking the smaller topics first or the easiest works first. Later, it must be the weekly timetable. As we have said, it is only through planning. Planning includes your realism or how you realistically take it. It is like you have to do it at the everyday work, the week timetable and the year timetable. So whenever we are doing the weekly timetable, you have to allot 20 to 25 minutes. It's already said. Many of the elders, many of those who are into the winning side of the coin, they usually spend every single day in doing that work. If you're doing the work on an everyday basis, what happens? You will get experienced and you are a master of that particular art. Weekly timetable also includes creating a smart to-do list. You are very smart only when you are doing many works. Nowadays we have those people who are doing left and right works. It means those who do back to back works. They don't take rest and they do it. On the long run, what happens? They are prone to stress and depression. It means we should find fun in doing the works also. This is how I have prepared the timetable. These are like, as we are Department of English, I took it to be from the English paper. You can prepare it for math or you can prepare it for your physics, chemistry or any subject of your choice. Prepare a timetable that I am going to sit with it for the next 2 hours. So these 2 hours are again broken into 20 minutes. So you are setting the goal. I am studying. My target is to take 80% in this semester and exams, or my target is to take a competitive exam at the end of my career, at the end of my uh, degree course. It means you are setting a goal and you are prioritizing that to be the first in your timetable. So what happens then? You are becoming a smart person. So what is the meaning of smart? Specific, measurable, actionable, relevant and time bound. So you are making a smart goal because you want to reach it and you want to make sure your winning point is something that can come only through hard work. So the next in the priority is to-do list. As we want to do a smart work, what should we do? We have to keep a schedule. We have to write the list. What is there in the list? I'm doing this task today at this time. The next task is at this time. So we are becoming more competent in managing the time. Once we manage the time judiciously, it makes us follow the work scrupulously. We are not taking any chance. I'll do it. It means I'll do it. This is how serious working hours are prepared. So let's check. I have brought a case study for you. This is a case of a student named Aditi. She's in the final year. She's a final year student in Delhi University, pursuing Bachelor of Commerce honors course in college. She's taking 5 classes which are extremely demanding. So a Bachelor of Commerce course and an honors in the university. And she's going for tuition because she cannot get with the subject in a coaching center. In addition to a college study, she is also undergoing a training for an MBA entrance. So after her career of 4 year or 3 year degree, she is going to take MBA entrance exam. So as she plans to pursue an MBA degree after she graduates, and she's pursuing a program in electronic business technologies from National Institute of Information and Technology. She goes for these classes thrice a week. In the morning she has her college and in the evening she has her MBA entrance coaching and NIIT classes. On weekend she goes for her college tuitions. Besides education, she gets her physical exercises in the mornings. This information shows how hard she works and stays extremely busy. Extensive work can make a person feel stressed out, pressurized, and depressed. Therefore, a person needs to develop effective time management skills. Aditi has organized her proper time schedule during the day that she regularly follows. In the morning, she wakes up around 6 a.m. and gets her physical exercises at 8 a.m. She reaches the college, attends her classes, socializes with friends, and returns home around 1 or 2 p.m. after taking lunch and rest a break for half an hour and goes to study. At 6 p.m., twice a week, she goes for MBA entrance coaching and thrice a week, she goes to NIIT. These classes are for 2 hours and hence she reaches home around 8:30 p.m. Have dinner, watch news and television, and she studies for a while and goes to bed around 11:30 p.m. It means her work start at 6 in the morning and ends at 11:30 at night. See how hardworking she is. Whenever you are working like this for a year, you will become a gem of a person. We'll know how to manage time. We'll not postpone things because we know the value of time and our goal is always set. So, dear students, I wish all of you have understood the concept of managing with the time. Please do understand that time management is not about checking the wall clock or checking your watch for a while and then thinking about what's to be done next. It means you're making your future very perfect. So, those who manage time well can also manage things in a better way. Thank you for the class.